He told me to just go for it. And I was like, who told you? And she's like, the guy who's in my head. He just told me to go for it. And then she found my address, and she just showed up at my house, and she's like, I was told that if I came here, everything would be answered. And like, she kept coming to my house every night because she thought she was going to get these answers. And she's like,
yeah, so I'm a virgin.
The other day we were here, remember? And someone came banging on the door. This random woman, she's like in her early 20s, came banging on the door. She's like, David! And she screamed, and we went out there, and she just had a panic attack. And she was like, never mind, you can't help me, and fucking stormed out of our driveway. A random stranger just stormed out of our driveway, and fucking knocked the neighbor's basketball hoop over, made a loud noise, and we followed her all the way back to the subway station because we're like, what's wrong with this girl? Let's talk to her. She's been here 2 days already, like 2 nights. She just sits outside on the curb, and this time she like built up courage to come knock on our door, and then fast forward a day later. I get a text. It's from the neighbor, and it's like someone keyed the Bronco, and the Bronco had like symbols in it, like letters, like not like keyed, like a scratch, like full on symbols and like sketched into the car, and then it had my name in it too, like David spelled out, like in the D was a triangle, the A was a triangle, the V obviously a triangle, everything was like keyed and like properly keyed, and like there was an image of there was like a picture in the car, in the Ford Bronco, really expensive car, really pretty car. So I go out there and I go check, and the girl that was there that night is sitting right next to the car. Ooh. And I go, hi, and she's like, hi, and I go, did you key this car? Yeah. And she goes, I did. I'm here to apologize.
Oh my God.
And I go, okay, explain what happened. And she explains, and she goes right back into like being not all there and really scary, and I don't know what to say, and like everyone, Ilya's texting me, or Natalie's texting me, like, get away from her, like this, she could be dangerous, whatever. So I tell her, I sit down with her, and I was talking to her for a little bit. She obviously just needed help, and I tell her, like, I'm gonna call the police. Like, I'm gonna call the police, but you have my word, like I'm not gonna get you in trouble. I just want you to get help. Is that okay?
Right.
And she goes, yeah, that sounds good to me. So I call the police. First of all, calling the police here is fucking. Have you ever called the police here? It's a pit. They don't come. They don't come for shit.
Right.
I was transferred 3 times because when you call the police here, if it's not an emergency, like if you're not being held to like with a gun to your fucking face, they don't care, and that's totally fair because they're busy, right? They have other fucking shit going on.
Sure.
So I got transferred 3 times. Deadass 3 times to different police stations, and then they finally came. The neighbors told me that the other night they called the police because she was banging on everybody's doors, and they never showed up. And they called 2 hours later, and they were like, "Do you still need us to come?" They just never showed up. Yeah, the police never showed up. So I'm sitting there with her waiting for the police, and I'm just like, "So why did you come here?" And I'm like, "Do you know who I am?" And she's like, yeah, I know who you are. She was like, I was watching your videos. I was watching all your videos, and then he told me to just go for it. He told me to just go for it. And I was like, who told you? And she's like, the guy who's in my head. He just told me to go for it. And then she found my address, and she just showed up at my house, and she's like, I was told that if I came here, everything would be answered. And like, she kept coming to my house every night because she thought she was gonna get these answers. And she's like, every night I came here, I got an answer, I got another answer, and I kept coming back for more answers. And she was like, not there. I'm like, are you on any drugs? And she's like, no, I swear to God, I don't do drugs. But she was obviously very disturbed. So I mean, nothing really happened. The police came. They were super, super fucking nice. I made sure of that. I was like, she just needs help, and they were like, okay, we're gonna get you to a hospital. And she was like, okay. She was super compliant with them. And then the cop came up to me. She's like, how does she know where you live? Right. And I'm like, I do social media for a living. And the cop goes, did you post your address on internet? and I go, no. I think she just like saw some of my videos, and she kind of just found it. And she's like, okay, I see. I think what you're going to want to do from now is you're going to want to change your name on social media. And I go, no, I think it's too late for that. And she goes, like, how about you just, even if you just take David and you shorten it to D, And I go, that's not gonna help. It was really funny explaining to this woman that like I can't go back.
Like, Tom Brannon, like, David's new name. Like, hey Tom,
I just changed my fucking name from now on. I go by
podcast with Tom Brannon and Jason Nash. Welcome back.
Yeah, but yeah, no. And then they took her away. It's just such a fucking crazy thing that this girl was just like and really fucked up Natalie's car. I felt bad. It's like
that was nice. You took the time. You made it better for her.
I hope so.
Has she come back?
No, she hasn't. I think they take her to the hospital for like a night or two, and that's why we need to move.
Yeah, but that's why it was dangerous that you like were talking to her because you don't know.
But I was there, and I was like close enough where if she like pulled out a gun, like I could have literally kicked her right in the stomach.
You do what, Iron Man?
I would kicked her in the stomach. I had a whole plan.
What would you do?
Well, she was standing right by the curb, so I was like, if I push her a little bit, she'll fall on her butt. Because she's already near the curb.
You had sussed that out in your brain.
I had it, bro. It's like Iron Man. I was like, there's a telephone pole there. If I cut into here, it'll fall right on her. And then if I throw this lemon peel at her feet, she'll trip, and that'll give me just enough time to get over to the motorcycle. No, but yeah, that was an interesting moment.